We start with some breaking news from Germany, where police say a number of people have been killed and others injured in a suspected knife attack in the western city of Solingen. Well, these are pictures which have just come into us from the scene, where you can see a large police presence and a number of ambulances as well, and fire crews there as well. Well, celebrations were underway in Solingen at the time to mark the 50th anniversary of the city's foundation. Armed officers are at the scene. It's believed the attacker is still at large while we keep across those pictures. Let's get more on this so we can cross to the newsroom and our reporter Jack Surley. Jack, bring us up to date. What more details do we have on this breaking story? Well, as you can imagine, we're getting lines through every moment, but we're still trying to stand some of them up. Police have said that a number of people have been killed and injured in a knife attack in the German city of Solingen. We're getting very few details at the moment, but local media in the area, the Bild website, which is a German national newspaper, is reporting a man randomly stabbed passers-by during a festival in the city center. Now, we haven't stood that up directly, that this is what's being reported out of Germany. Now, the city was reported to have been hosting a celebration celebrating the history of Solingen, 650 years of its history. Well, authorities have been advising people who were gathering at that event to disperse and to leave the area, and police, as you would understand, are setting up cordons, emergency services, as we're seeing those pictures. Just they're attending the scene and are treating people at the scene. We're being told we've got limited details at the moment on the attacker. There are reports locally that the person involved has fled the scene, but we haven't stood that up directly, and we're still waiting to hear from German police more details on the motive, on the number of people killed and the number of people injured. And of course, as soon as we get more details on that, we'll bring them to you. And Jack, can you tell us a little bit more about the geography of this area, where Solingen is in Germany, and its number of inhabitants? Well, it's a relatively small city, all things considered, but that doesn't take away from the fact this is an incredibly distressing event at a festival where people were celebrating the history of the city, 650 years. So it was a large event in a small city, but we don't have any details about the number of people attending that event at the moment, nor the number of casualties, nor the number of those who have reported to have been killed in this incredibly distressing event in Solingen. Yeah, and this just happened, we understand, in the last couple of hours, didn't it? So we are relying on German newspapers and reporters who were at the scene to give us some information. It's hard to get anything firsthand. We understand the Bild website, though, is saying that a man was randomly stabbing passers-by during the festival. Yeah, absolutely. He was reported to have been stabbing, having passers-by during the festival, and they're also reporting that 3 people have died and multiple more injured. We don't know that for sure, and in situations like this, it's far too early to make predictions on the number of people who have been injured and those who have been killed. So we're waiting to hear from German police more details on that, on what information they have on the attacker and the motives. Yeah, and just to let our viewers know that Solingen's a city in West Germany, around 160,000 inhabitants there. It's around 25 kilometers east of Dorf and northeast of Cologne, and we don't know quite how many people were at this festival, but it was quite a large celebration, wasn't it? We understand, Jack. So yeah, just a map there showing you the geography of where Solingen is there to the southwest of Berlin. Those details just coming into, as we understand, a number of people have been killed and injured in this suspected knife attack in the western German city of Solingen, and we're going to keep across that for you, of course, and bring you how many updates as they come into us.